Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got something a little bit different for you today. Something awesome, something a bit spooky, and just in time for Halloween. Let's check it out. Curse of Strahd Revamped is officially out. This thing is incredible. If you're not aware, Curse of Strahd is a Transylvania Dracula-themed campaign. It is one of the most renowned campaigns. There's been different iterations, almost every single kind of edition of Dungeons & Dragons. Everyone knows the folklore of Dracula and things like that, and this is a brand new box that has got everything you need to really get involved in the Curse of Strahd campaign. But what is actually in this, you may ask, Max? And I will respond to you by saying, well, really simply, let's find out. Now, this came in the other day, and in case you're wondering of the size, this might look like it's a little bit small, but that's the size of my hand. This thing, it's huge. It is the size of a forearm, to say the least. It is not a small thing, and we're going to figure out exactly what's in here. So I've got a little tiny tear up in the corner, because this is a really, really solid plastic, actually. And we're going to just rip this open and dive straight into it. Oh, can't get in there fast enough, honestly. Oh, this thing, I saw it come into the store yesterday, and I lost my mind. This thing is huge. Get that out of there. Alrighty, this is still... Wait, there's still more unboxing to do. We've got to just slide that one out here. This is really, really gorgeous. This is Curse of Strahd. I've played this campaign a number of times. It's absolutely one of my favorites. It's kind of, I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's, you know, very Transylvania-like, very dreary, very sad. Everything's just garbage, and life is horrible. There's also a giant vampire that makes your life so. But dun 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 dun. Ooh, that's really cool. I really like that. Reminds me of the Dark Souls board game, where it just has "You have died" on the front. This is just gorgeous, gorgeous artwork on the top. Absolutely love that. Just going to put that one over here. So what does this actually entail? Well, for starters, we've got the Tarokka deck. Now, if you don't know what the Tarokka deck is, it's kind of like a tarot deck of cards. It can also be used to play a couple unique games within Dungeons & Dragons, which is really, really cool. There's also a couple of very special artifacts that you're trying to find in Barovia. That's what the place is called. It's kind of like Transylvania, but it's Barovia. And the Tarokka deck is how the Dungeon Master actually gets to kind of in-game showcase to people what the items are and where they need to find them. It's actually random every single campaign, obviously up to the Dungeon Master's discretion, but that's what makes it so exciting as well. Like there's so many different areas around that you can actually try and find these items, and the Tarokka deck tells you somewhat where, a bit cryptically, as we all know. What else have we got? Let's crack it open. So this is a huge Tarokka deck as well. Normally they're about the size of a deck of cards, but these ones are absolutely huge. As you can see here, kind of the artifact card sitting on top. Really, really, really gorgeous. You've actually got suits in the top left, which, well, in the corners, which is really, really cute. Welcome to Barovia. Wish you weren't here. You're not wrong. I think these are postcards almost, which you can use as in-game props, because there's a couple different ways to try and get you into Barovia. Barovia is actually kind of suspended in the world. It's not really on the material plane or anything like that. There's a bunch of different hooks of how you can try and get your adventurers into Barovia, because once you're there, you can't come out. And there's actually a couple postcards that you can use to say, you know, maybe a damsel's in distress, or they need your help in Barovia, and as a hero, you're obligated to try and solve that problem and go on a quest for adventure and things like that. Little do they know, it's actually just Strahd wanting more adventurers to kind of get into his lair that we can play around with and have some fun. He's a very old vampire, and I imagine at times he can also get somewhat bored. But let's dive into this. This is the actual book itself. So we've got a bit more than just the book. So we've got the book of Curse of Strahd. It's revamped, which means they've actually gone in here and done a little bit of changes, cleared up some things, offered a bit of clarity here and there to maybe some information or rules, or made it a bit more streamlined, which is really, really cool. Definitely love that Wizards have gone through and done a lot of this. Now, what is actually a soft cover book? That's actually a little bit different, a little bit nice. So you can see, oh, that fresh book smell. You can see the couple, yeah. So definitely a little bit different. The artwork in here is a bit different as well from the look of things. A little bit different. We all know Donovich is there without giving away too much. But, of course, there's churches and chapels and vampires floating around, and werewolves and witches and all different types of stuff. And this book is just gorgeous. This artwork is absolutely insane. You've got all your dungeons and things that you're fighting for and fighting through. Oh, man. So this is it actually says revamped. So that's important. Soft cover as well. That I haven't done many soft cover books, so I actually quite like this because I've also got a Curse of Strahd book myself, naturally, but I don't mind the soft cover. It's actually really, really high quality. Now, Creatures of Horror. So this is why I think they've done this a little bit differently. Rather than having it all in one big book, what they've done here is they've actually separated the book into a multiple amount of different pamphlets and things like that. A bit of explanations on a lot of different areas, which is really important because in Strahd, it's a very kind of tactile campaign. There's a lot of notes that get passed around. There's a lot of, as you can see here, kind of, stories that people can read and stuff like that. And I think it's important to have these that you can pass around the table and organize. See Strahd's invitation here, welcoming you to Barovia. Say, come on and let's check out all these horrible monsters that you can fight and beat. Really, you're the things he's trying to fight and beat. But yeah, that's awesome. I really, really like these. I like these a lot because I'm a big fan of kind of passing around that information on the table and stuff like that. Creatures of Horror, again, really, really awesome. This actually has all the monsters that you'll most likely be running into in the Curse of Strahd, which is absolutely awesome as well. There's a lot of unique characters in Curse of Strahd. Esmeralda, love it. Barovian witches, things like that. So I really like they've actually separated these because it means as a dungeon master, I have so much easier access to all of these things. There we go. I have easy access to all of this stuff. Without having to kind of go through a book or fill my book with little tab marks. I know a lot of dungeon masters actually put like a little bit of tab marks along here with little writing on it so they know what's happening. And I think this actually just makes my life so much easier. Actually, knowing this was coming out actually makes me want to do another Strahd campaign because I loved it. It was awesome. Rictavio, absolutely brilliant character. Again, look at Strahd's rules, an entire page of rules just for Strahd. It's bonkers. It's a really, and it keeps going. It's got lair actions, the whole kit caboodle. Oh man, absolutely love it. What is this? This is the Tarokka deck as well. So this is just a list of all the cards in the Tarokka deck that we can see. But then it also explains what they represent as well. So you can see, as I said, kind of, you got the 4 different symbols in the top right. You've got crowns, blades, coins, and holy symbols. Coins, glyphs, stars, and swords. And they all represent different things, which is really, really cool. And then when you actually pull the cards out of the deck, it represents all the different areas that one will be finding the objectives. You've got here common deck, what you can use it as a regular deck of cards, which is really, really cool. High deck as well. That's awesome. So that's information all about the Tarokka deck. And again, it means that I don't have to put all these tabs in my books. I don't have to kind of read through and figure out what all of this individual stuff is. I actually have it here in front of me, ready to access, which is absolutely awesome. Very, very easy. What do you see? This is the map book, I imagine. Yeah, this is going to fold out. Whoa, let me just open this up. Or you can look on both cameras here how large this thing is. Whoa, I have to go all the way back. I don't think it's going to fit underneath my DSLR. Not quite. So I'll hold it up here that you can kind of see. I'm going to check out the back as well. This shows all the different maps in the background of Ravenloft, which is really, really cool. So I'll flip it around again. This thing is massive, which is awesome. And it's laminated, which means I can actually use whiteboard markers on it and wipe it off as well, which is really cool. So on the side that you're seeing now, that's a lot of the different levels and floors of Ravenloft, which is the castle that Strahd actually lives in. On the side that I'm looking at and that you first saw, it actually is the map of Barovia, Lake Zarovich, all these different areas that you can actually enter in the world as well, because when you kind of enter it, you can obviously have Strahd kind of enter how you want or where you want, but if you're doing a replay or maybe revisiting and stuff like that, you can kind of do a whole bunch of different stuff. As an example, last time I actually had all my players come in from the north here. They came in from Lake Zarovich, and they were told previously there was a wild man in the woods, and they kind of went into the woods, then they found the wild man, and they ended up getting into Barovia from that without realizing it too much. But they met the wild man, he helped them on their travels, and he was the one that actually utilized the Tarokka deck in a way to help tell them where their locale was. There's so many different hooks that you can use in this game, which I absolutely love it in this story. There's so many different hooks, so many different unique, amazing characters that kind of direct you and guide you, or like do the opposite and push you in the wrong direction because they're working for Strahd as well. You got to remember like that there's such a curiosity and apprehension in this game where everyone could be all your allies because they don't want to work with Strahd, or Strahd could have got to them and they're so afraid of Strahd that they just want to be living their life. and I know it's garbage and sorrowful, but they just want to live their life, and they'll do whatever they can to help out Strahd in that way. This is the Dungeon Master screen, of course. This artwork is phenomenal. Absolutely divine. I love this art style. I love it with a passion. Oh, man. Paris. All the horrible, horrible things that you can do here. So you obviously got Castle Barovia itself. Push that one across, which is wonderful. In one of the first missions of the game that you get to level 2, or designed to get to level 2 or 3, you're kind of asleep in the first town, and wailing starts to happen, and the players make a choice of what they want to do with that wailing and stuff like that, which is awesome. So such a brilliant, brilliant artwork, and I love the iconic time frames of these images as well. And then on the inside, of course, you've got all your key information, all your Dungeon Master requirements, what conditions there are in the game and what they do. You've got all your random encounters on the far left. So as you kind of travel, or you're trying to stay throughout the night, you roll dice, and sometimes bad stuff happens, sometimes good stuff happens, sometimes nothing happens. It's always up to the DM's discretion as well. But a lot of the things that you can do here, even things you can do on your turn, because Curse of Strahd is actually one of the perfect beginning campaigns. Cannot recommend enough if you've never played Dungeons & Dragons before. It is an awesome, awesome campaign filled with many, many decisions, many characters, many voices, the whole kit caboodle as well, which is awesome. You've even got like this set in a DC, tracking DCs. You've got like traps. There's heaps and heaps of traps in the game as well. Encounter distance, even Barovian names and stuff like that if you want to create your own characters as well, which is really, really cool. I think that may be, I'm going to do a cheeky look underneath here. No, I think that may be it. Yep. So no further than that, but this box is still gorgeous. It looks amazing. It's got all the little cute little wrappings to make sure that you can get out everything that's required, but I am in love with this right now. I am so glad I picked this one up, and for dirt cheap as well at General Games. If you do jump onto our website, generalgames.com.au, you can get your hands on this week. It has been released as of today, which is the 20th of the 10th. So jump online, you can get it delivered to your door, you can get it picked up in store, your choice. I know we've had a couple different announcements from the government recently as well, which allows everyone to go 25 kilometers to potentially pick up their stuff as well. So you can definitely be able to pick this up in store. Oh, my lid came off. So this has been Curse of Strahd Revamped Unboxing. Do check it out. If you haven't played Dungeons & Dragons before, this is one of the best ways to get involved. I cannot recommend it enough. This is one of my absolute favorite, if not my favorite campaign in the Dungeons & Dragons world. But my name is Max. That has been the unboxing and explanation of what to expect when it comes to Curse of Strahd Revamped and all the gorgeous, gorgeous things inside. We're going to slide that back on top, and there it is. So keep in mind, this is all yours for only $89. Keep in mind, a regular Curse of Strahd book is $60. So we're talking $29 more, or it's $58 from us, sorry, but we're talking, what's that, $31 more, and look how much more you get. The Tarokka deck alone, let alone the Dungeon Master screen, and this gorgeous box to store it all into. That was a chunk, whoa. But there it is. Jump on the website, don't delay, generalgames.com.au. Check it all out. You have yourself a wonderful day. Stay safe out there. I'm going to throw you on to Scott. He's going to tell you how you can check out all our different other social medias, including Facebook, where we advertise things like this all the time, Instagram, where you get to see the behind the scenes, as well as YouTube, where you're watching this, potentially watching on Facebook. But please like the video, comment below, tell me what your favorite stories are of Curse of Strahd, tell me what your favorite things were if you ever ran the campaign, or maybe what you want to know a little bit more about it, and we can help out. But stay safe out there. We'll see you next time.
What's up, everybody? My name is Scott, and if you enjoyed that video, please click on the YouTube thing. You can do the bell and all the notifications. It really helps us a lot, actually. Facebook, one of the most important things for us. It's all our events, our pre-orders, our information, alerts, opening hours, everything you'll find there. And, of course, last but not least, Instagram. It's a bunch of pictures, behind the scenes, all sorts of cool stuff. Thank you all for watching. Check it out next time. Bye.